Yeah, I mean, yeah. At least in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Ethereum has a creator, and everybody knows him as the creator, so people look to him for information. So it's still kind of run like a company. You know what I mean? Solana
Right.
has a creator. It kind of is run like a company because of that. Bitcoin does not have a creator that we know of. Or it has a creator, but it didn't have the person's not known. So we're not looking to somebody to guide the whole system.
Right. Right.
Like Ethereum
It
is
it
still
let
pretty. Go ahead.
it lets it be more laissez-faire, I guess.
Right, and the decentralized that, and I think not having somebody just helps it naturally be more decentralized. And I think also that kind of helps it too. Like, who's the government going to attack? Who's the government go after? You know what I mean?
Right. There's no target.
No, you just have to go for. You just have to ban mining, which is what China did, and ban selling of it. So you could ban mining. That's a good way to hurt Bitcoin. But that happened in 20. I think it was in 2021, and no, mining was banned in 2019. Buying and selling of it was banned in 2021, and it's still being bought and sold. 20% of the transactions in Bitcoin are still in China, even after they banned it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Now the mining is zero. The mining is zero because that's kind of. I mean, it's hard to. It's easier to stop the mining, but to stop the
Right.
transacting is like impossible. You know. So
Right.
yeah, there's people still transacting it in China, but they're not mining it, of course. But that showed how resilient the network is, and that's why the decentralization I think is so key. Because like in the e-gold's case, we're shutting you down, taking all your gold, screw you, you're done. And the people who
Yeah.
were doing it legitimately got screwed. But anyways, um, I thought this was another good point to make. I believe Bitcoin has succeeded so well, because despite the fact they don't have a leader, it doesn't have a leader. It's decentralized. But whenever somebody discovers Bitcoin and realizes how cool it is and they really like it, they take ownership of it and they kind of own the idea, and it's like their idea. Do you know what I'm saying?
Say it one more time.
What I'm saying is, since there's not like a true leader of it, whenever somebody
Hmm.
discovers Bitcoin and starts to learn about it, they kind of take the idea and take it as their own idea. Not literally their idea, but I mean
Oh
like
yeah.
they wear it as like this is we're all a part of this, blah 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 blah.
Right. It's like a sense of camaraderie almost.
Right? Like when you got Michael Saylor out there, you know, evangelizing it like crazy, saying like
Yeah.
kings will be made, and like he's like a freak about it. He talks about it every day, pretty much. Which I think is kind of fascinating that a billionaire literally is devoting his life to this thing that he discovered 2 years ago. That's kind of a weird story. That's probably why people
Wait,
interview
he's
him
only
so
been in
much.
it for the past 2 years?
Yes, he got in it 2020, dude.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That makes it.
he's like the biggest person out there now. You know.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I mean, did you know Kevin O'Leary's into it now? The guy from Shark Tank.
Yeah, from Shark Tank. I didn't know he was.
Yeah, he's a freak about it now. And what's so funny is I watched his old interview of him, and somebody told him, he's like, "Yeah, I have half my net worth in Bitcoin." He's like, "You're a freaking idiot." That's what he told him. And now he's buying it, and he was at the Bitcoin conference this year talking about it, and now he's like a freak about it. And it's just
Wow.
eating his words, man. But even
Yeah,
somebody found it. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say yeah, he's done an about face.
But it's funny. Somebody found a tweet from Michael Saylor from 2013 saying, "Yeah, Bitcoin's about to go to zero. It's used for gambling. It's all bullcrap." And
From
I'm sure,
2013.
yeah, I'm sure he heard about it like we did when it went up randomly, and he probably came into his mind for a second and just said, "Yeah, this is all bullcrap." Basically, what we did, basically.
Yeah, and I thought it was a scam back then too.
It does. It definitely. I mean, I mean, back then it wasn't like well documented all the ideas and stuff. It was. I remember I had to read through these weird message boards and trying to piece together information. There was like 3 YouTube videos on it. It was like nothing. You know what I mean? You could read
Yeah, it
the. It
was.
wasn't much.
Yeah, it was very sparse. It was hard to get anything. It almost impossible to really understand what was happening.
Well, you also had Silk Road and that Silk Road incident. I remember that shit getting shut down, and I remember thinking, "Oh, I'm
Yeah, I
definitely
remember
not. I'm
that.
not messing with Bitcoin. That's crazy."
Yeah,
But I mean, that's how it is with everything. I mean, if you get in earlier, you're taking more risk, so you get rewarded more for it. If you, I mean, because there was a strong likelihood Bitcoin did not succeed. It just did. So, um, I also wanted to compare it to some people call Bitcoin a religion, which I think is a bit ridiculous. But some people do act religious about it.
oh yeah, definitely.
Like the guy saying an alien made it. I mean, that's what.
Yeah, adding to the lore.
Yeah, and I've heard some people say call it it's immaculate conception. 'Cause nobody knows what happened. Like Jesus was born or something. I've even
Yeah,
seen
maybe
this.
that
Sorry, go ahead.
maybe that's a look into the future
I've
of
even
a
seen
Bitcoin religion.
I've even seen BFB before Bitcoin. It was 10 BFB, 10 years before
Oh my
Bitcoin.
lord,
I was like, surely this is a
that's
joke. I don't know.
yeah, that has to be.
It was 20 BFB, 20 years before Bitcoin. Oh my gosh. But anyways, people do look at it religiously, but I mean, you can compare it to religion or you can compare it to science. I think science may be a little more productive. But like I'm saying, like everyone can participate and feel they're progressing an idea in a meaningful way. That's why I think religious ideas have lasted so long, and the method of science has lasted so long as well. Because when people become a scientist, you know what I mean. When you become a scientist, you practice science and you're trying to research something. You get into whatever niche you're in. But at the end of the day, you're a scientist, just like you, like we said. You have that camaraderie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So I think it's like a similar. It's decentralized though too. Well, religion maybe not so much, but science is decentralized entirely. You know, and I think those are reasons why it progresses. And even religion's pretty decentralized. There's lots of them, but I don't know. I think it's kind of related as to
yeah.
why it's been successful.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Yeah, and I just say cryptocurrencies continue to be successful. Arguably, Bitcoin is the most decentralized, which I believe is why it will continue its dominance. Um, Personally, and that's why I like it a lot too. Um, where do you? So that's basically all I got in terms of the history. Where do you think, like in general, the ideas of cryptocurrency are going to go from here? What do you think?
Hmm. Um.
And you could go beyond just the
See,
digital gold, digital money thing, the Bitcoin idea. You go
I
beyond
mean,
that.
I think we're like already seeing it with like NFTs and stuff like that. We'll see more um stuff get I don't I, commodified, I guess. I don't.
NFT FUD.
Yeah, NFTified. Yeah,
I
like
don't.
that'll
I don't.
happen.
Tokenized. That's the word we're looking for.
Yeah, tokenized. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see a lot more of that. I'm sure there'll be more cryptocurrencies that pop up, and I'm sure there'll be a bunch of them that fall.
Mm,
But I think we'll always have like a bunch of small ones at least.
right. And we've already talked about like the DAOs, the blockbuster DAO.
Right. Yeah.
Like that crap's here to stay, but there's so many ones that'll just come and go.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, Bitcoin's an idea. Like at the root of it, it is an idea, and people have bought into the idea quite a lot, and that's why it's worth so much. And that's really to me fundamentally what most companies are too, are ideas. They're just implemented in ways
Yeah.
that there's just a profit mechanism there, and I think Bitcoin kind of has a profit mechanism through the mining, but it's fundamentally an idea, and people have bought into the, you know, we don't like inflation, we want hard money, that idea, we want a digital gold, and that's the narrative that's taken root and is growing. But that's the same thing with like Ethereum. Decentralized finance, decentralized gaming, all the different tokenized ideas that are out there.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think ultimately what's going to value them is how much people value the ideas and think that they're actually worthwhile. If suddenly people say we don't need hard money, and everybody thinks that, Bitcoin goes to zero. I don't think it happens because everybody doesn't think that.
yeah. Hopefully,
Well, yeah, I don't. It's not going to go to zero. That's how stupid that is. I heard people say it's literally not going to go to zero. That's like the dumbest thing I've heard of. But because it's always going to have network value to it, and to say it's worth zero
yeah,
is just insane. But it may not be worth as much, or it may go down, or it may barely increase. People may lose interest in it. It's very possible. Anything's possible. I
yeah.
think. I
That's
think.
true.
I think. I think Ethereum is exciting that it can do it all. All of the. This is kind of. I actually read something interesting. Um, that the decentralized finance, like it's all programmed on the Ethereum network. Like you set up these smart contracts, and it will execute the contract based off of the code. Like
Mhm.
you could set up like some kind of insurance to hedge against rainfall in some country because you're growing some crop there. You could set that up on DeFi through Ethereum, and it will react to the inputs of the rainfall and that sort of thing, and that's how it'll pay out the contract. And it's set up through the smart contract functionality. And people like it because it's decentralized and it's all purely based on the programming. I There has been an idea that decentralized finance could be set up through Bitcoin as well, but it wouldn't be. It could be like set up like you could have decentralized finance through programming that instead of sending Ethereum to different places, you could just send a Bitcoin through different places. So you could also do DeFi to a degree using Bitcoin as well.
Yeah,
So their point is you don't necessarily need Ethereum to do the smart contract stuff, but or the Solana. But I think those ideas are still good too. I like both of them to be honest with you.
yeah. Seems like it's got a lot of applications.
Well, especially with like gaming and stuff. I think that's like the most exciting thing. I want to see. Honestly, I still play the crap out of Halo Infinite. I want to see. I wish they would make freaking NFTs for that because I see all this cool equipment and stuff that you can buy, but I know that I can't resell it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, screw that. I don't want to buy that. But if I knew I could resell it when I got sick of the game, or it's got some kind of value, that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, that's coming. That's close around the corner.
I know, man. I don't think people realize how much money they're losing though. Like, I don't know if they really understand it because there's so many. That was all. You remember how whenever digital gaming started, I was like, I'm not doing it because what you can't resell it. Remember?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I've kind of given into it a little bit only when there's really good deals. I rarely buy a new game that's digital unless it's like the only way to get it. I rarely
Right.
do that because I can't resell it, and that just pisses me off.
Yeah.
But that's yeah, that'll be that's the thing I'm looking like the most excited about in terms of like real life stuff. To be honest with you, but we'll see. Did you have anything else you wanted to add? Any other thoughts about the kind of the history of
Uh,
crypto?
Not really. I mean, I enjoyed having me on.
Yeah, I do want to show my website. Whoops. Okay, so my website is www.cryptoirlftw.com. I have different shirts, different like phone cases, backpacks, hats, different kind of um, designs. I did want to show one. Get this to load up. Well, there it goes. Yeah. This is one of Michael Saylor. This is kind of a meme. I think it's pretty funny. Bitcoin is digital energy. And it's got his face. And Clint made this for me, actually. So
Yes, I painted it.
Clint's an artist. You're going to have to make NFTs, too.
Yep.
Maybe eventually. When it's less scammy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all we had today. Until next week, we'll talk to y'all later.
Yeah. See you.